I provided everybody a packet. I'll just go through it quickly. The first one is an article, January 26, 2025. The Walsh legislator prepared a battle over Medicaid fraud. I'll just read one little paragraph. It's on page 2, about 2 paragraphs down. It says, Minnesota spent $51,215 per person in 2022, which is twice the national average. So we're spending in Medicaid twice the national average than the rest of the states combined. Now, there's maybe a good reason for that, but I think this committee should look into that, especially with a looming budget deficit of $5.1 billion. So I'll let you read the rest of the article yourself. The next page is what I complained about in the presentations we had here, that we need comparative data. And this gives you comparative data of the full benefit seniors, individuals, and you can see Minnesota is way out of line in almost every area. Now again, maybe there's a good reason, but we should find out why, especially when we had the presentation of DHS graph. We're growing at a rate that is not sustainable for the private sector. If it keeps going, we're going to bankrupt it. And of course, we need to address fraud. Again, I'm trying to equip on a bipartisan basis information that we can get to the bottom of this, and hopefully, because HHS is a growing part of the budget, it'll soon exceed education budget, higher ed and K-12. This is what we really need to take a look at, in my opinion. The final one, it compares all 50 states that I could put together. And you'll again find the averages at the top. And again, Minnesota, if you reference back to Minnesota or look for it in here, we are way out of line compared to the rest of the states. And I do believe that California, Massachusetts, Maryland, they all care about their citizens. The other 49 states care about their citizens as much as we do. The comparable that we come closest to is the District of Columbia in the first line. We're at 12,265, they're at 12,704. So again, you know, when you have comparative data, you're able to evaluate as lay people. The other thing, maybe there's good reason why we have this, but we need to get to the bottom of it, or we're never going to solve the upcoming problems. And the last page I'll let you look at. So I just submit that on a bipartisan basis for all of us to look into. Now, Chair Hoffman gave me the assignment. This is partial. I'm going to continue to look into it and find out. But again, comparative and historical helps us as lay people to look into this. And how many people here, or even in the state of Minnesota, understand that we are twice the national average? Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen, and appreciate you doing this research and sharing it with committee members. And I'd encourage committee members to follow up with you on any questions. And I would also, especially as we have DHS preparing for their budget proposal to us, I do think it would be helpful to try to get a sense, especially with some of our peer states, as to what additional services are we providing that other states aren't.
That's exactly
Are the cost of those services more expensive than other states? Do we have different eligibility requirements? Just to try to help contextualize how we compare, because I do think there are lessons that can be learned from the other states. We do have one more thing on our agenda.
Yep,
Senator Gruenhagen, quickly.
Yeah, I can't but agree with your statements. We need a breakdown of what cost and what services we're actually providing. When I did this in 2013 with an OLA report on special ed, found out that we had 77 more requirements on special ed than the feds required, and they'd never been evaluated and still haven't for cost or effectiveness. We need to look at, is this effective and what does it cost? Because we want to help these people. We don't want to penalize them, but we want to do it in an effective and efficient way. Thank you.